more breaking inputs coming in from Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. But before that, let me also touch upon what's happening. All right, this is the news that we are bringing to you from Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. Locals are staging protests against inflation and food shortage in Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. Remember, we all are aware that this has been happening for quite a few months. In fact, as far as POK is concerned, there's been price rise and there's been food shortage, especially in Gilgit-Baltistan. Those are the visuals that we are bringing to you of the locals over there who've been staging protests. People from all walks of life in nearly all parts of the occupied regions have been flocking together. There you can see some hectic sloganeering happening with people carrying those banners protesting against the government. There's remember, a lot of resentment against the Shahbaz Sharif government in Pakistan. Let's also listen in to some of what the people in POK have to say. But in the meantime, in fact, let me get you some perspective. And for that, I'm joined in by international news correspondent Abhishek Jha. Abhishek, we know what the economic situation in Pakistan is, but seeing the way these protests have been taking place, especially in POK and Gilgit-Baltistan, it's important to highlight the plight of the people here in POK. Abhishek, can you hear me? All right, we'll try and connect. Abhishek, can you hear me?
So, Akasha, I was telling that this is not the first time that these protests are happening.
Right.
In fact, there have been, in the last several months, there have been multiple times that people have come out on streets and protested and in demand of the basic civic amenities that they are asking from the government. We know the inflationary pressure which is impacting every household in Pakistan. And in Muzaffarabad also, the food crisis has been very acute. The supply side has been totally broken, where essential commodities like vegetables, oil and flour, they are very much short in supply, and wherever it is available at a very high price from the market price, from the market rate. So clearly, the frustration and the anger of people have spilled on the streets in the last several months, and despite the fact that people demand have been on the street, there is a laxity from the government side to meet or to hear their demands, what they are asking for.
And you know, when we talk about Pakistan Occupied Kashmir or even say Gilgit-Baltistan, these are areas which have been historically discriminated. These people, if you compare them with the people of Pakistan in general, are the ones who've actually suffered the most. Historically, they've been discriminated, and even now they continue to suffer. Why isn't the government, in fact, focusing on the population based in this region?
So clearly, we know that the history, that the legacy of Pakistan Occupied Kashmir, and despite the fact that Pakistan has tried to propagate cross-border terrorism from Pakistan Occupied Kashmir and has always tried to say that Pakistan Occupied Kashmir is an independent state. But the fact is that on ground, whether we talk about the law and order situation, whether we try to talk about the basic amenities that a government is mandated or obliged to extend to citizens, there is nothing sort of on ground that the hospital amenities are not there, health infrastructure has not been prepared, education infrastructure is not there. So these are the multiple infrastructural projects that the government had never set up, and people were already angry and frustrated about this. But in the recent months, the overall collapse of Pakistan's economy has compounded their pain and day-to-day suffering, where people are now actually going hungry because they cannot afford to have the meals, 2 meals a day, because the prices are not only high, but the commodities are also very much short in supply. And this has caused the protest, where people are saying that the long discrimination that people in Pakistan Occupied Kashmir have faced is now to an extent where they are being neglected, and the essential commodities or the food items or the fuel, fertilizer and everything is being supplied to them on the very last tranche, but that they are not being prioritized. So clearly, the protests are a reflection to what government has been doing to these people.
All right. Many thanks to you, Abhishek, for bringing